Hey everybody, welcome back to The Loop. My goal today is to help you know Jesus a little better so that you can live like him a little more. Yesterday, we saw religious leaders questioning Jesus about fasting, and we learned some things about Jesus. We learned that Jesus wants us to be happy and enjoy life with him. Today, the religious leaders are questioning him again, this time about another religious tradition called keeping the Sabbath. In Mark chapter 2, Jesus and his team are criticized for walking through a grain field, for picking a few heads of grain, and then for eating them along the way. They were criticized because that was considered work, and they did it on the Sabbath, which was a day that was intended for rest. And so Jesus explains why he did what he did, but then he teaches us something about the Sabbath. In verse 27, he said, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath." I want you to keep that in mind for a minute, because when you roll into the very next chapter, Mark chapter 3, you see a very similar thing in the very next story. Jesus heals a man with a shriveled up hand, and he gets criticized for it because he did it again on the Sabbath. That was considered work, but he did it on a day that was intended for rest. In both of these stories, Jesus shows that he cares more about people than he does about a policy. Now, that being said, I need you to understand that the policy was actually created for people. The policy was created for you because it's good for you. You see, the reason that God instituted a Sabbath is because he knows that most weeks you need a day of rest more than you need another day to work. We work more than we've ever worked before as a society, and we work more efficiently than ever before. And yet it never seems to be enough. We have email and text messages and private messengers so that we can communicate faster than ever. You can attend meetings via Zoom rather than having to fly across the country or even walk down the hall. We have the ability to type and print rather than write it all out by hand. We can use search engines and smartphones to find content rather than having to read the whole book. At home, we have things to help us with our work. We have things like dishwashers and laundry machines and microwaves, and yet most of us feel like we have less time, not more. Before Thomas Edison, the average person slept 11 hours a night. John Mark Comer once said this, "When the sun set our rhythms of work and rest, it did so under the control of God. But when the clock sets our rhythm, we are now under the control of the employer, who is a far more demanding master." You see, Jesus knows you, and so he created the Sabbath for you. The word Sabbath comes from the Hebrew word Shabbat, which means to stop. For one day this week, I want you to stop working, stop worrying, stop emailing, stop strategizing, stop stressing, just stop. And instead, plan and enjoy the perfect day. Wear your favorite clothes, eat your favorite meals, spend time with your favorite people, celebrate the greatness of God and the blessings that he's given you in life. Go to your favorite places, sleep as late as you want, take a nap if you want. Not because you have to, but because you get to.